Welcome to Transparency with Tiffany, the podcast. Thank you so much for joining us. This is episode 3 of season 2, and I am excited to be here and to share with you someone very special. But before I jump in, you know me. One of the things that I'm using my platform for is to amplify the voices of women who serve, who pray, and just are things that are all things women. And so today, before I get started, I would like to shout out Mrs. Alicia Banks. She is the founder of the Sanctify brand that I am wearing today. And so if you're not familiar with her, please go and follow her on social media. She has just a lot of really cool stuff. If you're like me, I want to stay relevant, but I also want to look cute. And especially like when I go to church on Sundays, our church, we are not like traditional, so we don't wear suits and stuff and dresses, but I want to be sanctify. And so this is the name of her line, but she has church girls everywhere and just a lot of amazing things. So please check her out. Alrighty. We're going to jump right in. We'll do some more shout outs, but we will jump right in. For this segment, I am excited to have High Point, North Carolina's First Lady, Mrs. Raven Jefferson.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for being here.
Glad to be here.
Yes. You breathing?
Trying. This is out of my element.
So. I know.
Thanks, Tiffany.
Yeah. So, but before we jump all the way in, tell us, what's your favorite food?
Oh, wow. Favorite food, probably seafood.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely a crab girly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And in your downtime, what do you do?
Watch TV. That's all I got time to do.
I know.
Or energy to do. Just
Yes.
sit down, watch TV.
Yeah.
In all honesty.
You watching any series right now? Any favorite movies?
Just finished Paradise.
Everybody keeps up.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
Shanita is gone. She's about to. Oh, that's sweet. Yes.
Yeah.
We've been talking about that, and it's good.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do that tonight. I'm gonna do that from here. Tribe, I'm going to report in on Paradise. Y'all stay tuned. Okay, so let's jump in on. We'll start with your role as High Point's first Black First Lady.
Oh, wow. I hadn't even thought of that.
I know.
Oh, wow.
How's it going?
It's going well. To be honest, for a long time, I didn't look at it as a role, neglected it as such. It's like, oh, that's not really a thing.
That's him.
Yeah, like he has the title. But, as having a community of other Black women who understand the importance of that title have really helped me to embrace it. And so it's been a good year. It's been year 1 that he's been in the seat. And so just being able to lean into that and finally accepting when people say it, it's still a little weird, but being able to accept it has come a little easier now.
Yeah. When I first met you, so of course I met Cyril through the lounge, but you and I connected from me bringing my nonprofit, picking it up out of Greensboro and bringing it to High Point.
Yes.
And we talked about being married to dreamers. And so share a little bit of that for the people, anybody else married to dreamers.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so being married to a dreamer, it's a term I got from listening to Kev on stage. His wife talk about being married to a dreamer. If you know their story, he was just like, quit my job and I'm doing this thing and we're moving here. And it's like, wait a minute, what? And it's a little destabilizing, but that's my husband all the way. When he has something in his heart, he's going to go for it and he's going to do it. But what gives me comfort is knowing that he is directed by God, right? And so knowing that he is being led and guided by God, it helps make it easier taking those leaps of faith and being able to support what it is that he is dreaming about doing, because he's going to do it. So you might as well get on the train and being able to support him and being able to do that. Yeah.
What's been the most surprising thing about you guys being in the role? Because it's really both of you. Like, I know he's mayor, but your partnership, what's been the most surprising thing?
The most surprising thing, I'll honestly say, is the love and support from people you don't know. People looking from the outside in, they have all of their opinions, but when you're able to walk into, you have things that go on in life, and you run into people who say, we're praying for you. People you've never met, that is very encouraging. So to know that there is community outside of the immediate community that we have that are looking out for us and encouraging us and wanting the best for us. That was surprising and comforting.
Yeah. He's a servant at heart, but you are too. So did you always know, graduated high school, did you always know you were going to stay here, or did you think about leaving High Point?
I'm a small town girl, I'll be honest. When I left for school, I went to North Carolina Central University, and so the Triangle is about the furthest I've been. Outside of, when I was just born, we lived in California for a stint because my father was in the Army, but other than that, I'm a small town girl. I don't like all the traffic, I don't like the hustle and bustle, I don't like the noise. And so I won't say I haven't thought much about going other places, but coming back home, I wasn't bothered by it, right? And so, I'll go wherever the Lord leads me, but leaving school, I didn't really have any other options. I didn't have a job lined up, so I came home and ended up working in nonprofit in the education space. And that's where I found my passion to be, and just have been here ever since. And so we'll see what's next.
Tell us what you do, because she's here today as First Lady, but tell us about your role with GEA.
Yeah, so I work for the Guilford Education Alliance, a part of the High Point Schools Partnership Initiative, and so that is essentially a grassroots initiative where we support, advocate, and build partnerships for all of the Guilford County schools located here in High Point. And so essentially my role is to connect community groups like the Fisher Project with schools to be able to support the students and the entire school ecosystem, right? And so that's taking inventory of what the needs are for that school, and then being able to be a liaison in the community to matchmake, we like to say, those agencies and organizations with the schools so that they can help bring some wraparound services to that environment.
Yeah. And we're grateful because for us, for those that don't know, the Fisher Projects, this is year number 6 for us. And we started out, we were saying, we are a Gifford County nonprofit, but we were servicing only schools in Greensboro. And really for no reason other than that was just where our connection was. And then once being here in High Point, and once with Wayne wanting everything to be High Point. But I didn't know where to start. So I'm grateful for you to take me up under your wing and help us find a school. And Johnson Street has really been amazing for us. We're getting ready to go into year number 3. And so just grateful to be there. And Pam is over there in the corner, but Pam acts as program, and I don't even know if you guys have met. So I'm going to have to introduce you before you leave. So because work got busy for me last year, Pam stepped in and really took over the role. And so she was the one, I probably went to the school twice last year. I just had so much going on. So I'm grateful for her to have really been able to step. But without you, I just didn't know where to start. So I'm grateful for your servant's heart. So
yeah, we're grateful for groups like you who are willing to go into the school community and support students. So that's really what makes the difference. I'm just a connector, but it takes you all having the heart to do so.
Yeah, thank you. How has being the mayor's wife helped with you finding your voice, or do you feel like you already had it?
Oh, no, definitely not. Imposter syndrome all the way. When we got married very young, right out of school, had kids not long after that. And so, when you're wrapped up in that, you're kind of busy, and it's really hard to find oneself or find your voice. And so I have found my voice in service to others. That's what I have discovered. Wanting to serve others has helped me to figure out what those things that I'm passionate about and those things that I want to voice up for. And so with leaning into this role of First Lady, I've realized it's offered me room and opened the door for me in spaces that I may not have had before, and that some other women who look like me may not have had that opportunity to step into. And so I'm finding that my voice in service to others is going into those rooms and being able to be my boldest and speak up on behalf of those people who don't have access in those spaces.
Listen, I looked at you. Yeah, yes. In leadership, High Point at the school the other day, I was just like proud big sister. I'm like, she was in here doing the thing.
Oh, well, thank you.
Girl, yes. I'm like, and for both of you, and we're gonna insert this whenever we do it. But whenever you guys danced for Dancing with the Sisters in the beginning, because a lot of times I feel like sometimes when we get in these spaces, it is easy to lose ourselves. And I say, for me, I lost my voice in a space that nobody even asked me to, that I just lost it. But I'm loving how you and Sarah both are staying close to who you are and still remaining touchable, and holding on to the things that are important. And so, I mean, like, y'all were getting it in when you were dancing. I was like, okay, they still with us. Like, they still, and I think that's important for us. Yes. And even just being like approachable and staying near to what's important to you.
Yeah, we appreciate that. It can be hard though, because once you give an inch, some people take a mile, and so you want to do your best to be authentic in spaces. And when you do that, people think they assume they know you. Some do it in the best kind of way, some do it in the worst kind of way, right? So it can be a balancing act to remain authentic, but then also keep boundaries.
Yes.
Yeah, and so being able to keep a balance in those things.
Yeah. Do you think you do well with keeping like me first? Because that's my movement for the year. Because
probably not.
No.
Probably not. And I'm learning to not feel guilty about that, because I have young children. We have 7 and 8 year old boys, and so they're first right now, right? Being able to do for them and make sure they have the opportunities that maybe we didn't have, or just nourish them the way we probably weren't nourished. But yes, I'm not completely neglecting myself, right? And so a way that I've learned to reclaim my time is especially during a lot of volunteerism and being a servant leader and having a servant's heart. You're always finding that no is one thing, and so you're always, yes, I can do that, yes, I can help with this, yes, I can be on that board, yes, I can show up here. And so being able to say, prioritize and then say no, and then making time for myself to kind of figure out what do I enjoy, what is it that I want to invest in for myself. And so that's kind of where I'm taking liberties for myself at the moment.
That's good. That's good. Me, you, and Dana East, we talked about I was in a funny space like with work, and y'all were very encouraging about finding passion for what you want to do. And that's a lot of kind of why I'm here. Like, y'all encouraging me. Y'all get the little sister look. Like, I'm the big sister, but y'all are the big little sisters. And so what piece of advice would you give for that sister who is trying to figure it out and just in a strange space?
That's weird, because I'm trying to figure it out, right? Certainly see God. That's where I start. That's where I start. I don't want to do anything out of step with what God has for me, because then I know you're going to be miserable. I would be miserable at that point. So at first start with seeking God and find out where that fulfills. Let Him give you the desires of your heart, right? It's not that I have desires and He's going to grant whatever those are. It's that God is going to place in me the desires that fulfill His will. And so that's kind of where I would start and advise other people to start.
Love it. Love it. Oh, this is good. This is good. Okay. So we're gonna take some questions. Anybody? I have some prizes. Y'all know I love to give stuff away. Like, that is my heart. I give everything away if I can. So we have some more gifts that I want to give away to some of the audience, but you got to ask some good questions. Okay.
Hello. How are you today?
I'm doing good.
You have spoken or started a lot of your answers with your faith. Can you tell me, have you always had that faith, or was there something that brought you closer to God to make you feel that way, where you have to start there?
Oh, yeah. So, no, wasn't always that way. I did not grow up in church. I mean, my family, we're a Christian family. My grandmothers went, I've always known about God, heard about God, accepted God at a young age, but that wasn't a routine thing. And so I'd say that probably happened in college for me, when I saw how God kind of turned my father's life around. God really shows up through other people. So being able to see what He could do miraculously through his life really helped open the door for me. Yeah, so.
Is it hard to talk about having your faith in the space?
It can be. Mm-hmm. It can be, because it can seem real mystical, and it can seem aloof. So it can be for those people who don't understand. But I'm grateful that I'm in a space where I have a village of people who frequent a lot of these spaces with me, who get it, right? And so if no one else is getting it, I can look across from and they got it. And so that's comforting. Yeah. Advocating for other people isn't the hard part. Usually it's advocacy for myself. That's hard. But for other people, that can be a lot easier than advocating for myself. And so you can't go wrong doing right is a saying that I've heard over and over again. And so if it's the right thing, it can seem fairly easy to voice up for. But it's what the strategy comes in how you do it, right? And so not being offensive and not being, wanting to tell it how it is because we know how it is can be the hard part. But I've kind of gained those skills over the time to be able to make sure I relay that in a way that's palatable, where we all can, walk away with a compromise.
I love it.
Now that you've had this experience as First Lady, do you see yourself ever getting into a political office?
Oh, absolutely not. I have no interest. I have no interest. I will continue. I love working behind the scenes. I understand now, being in this role, I understand how the importance of legislation and policy in these roles can really make a difference in your community. And so as I begin to understand more how the processes work and know exactly which levers to pull and how to effectively advocate, I believe I'll keep doing so behind the scene, but no, I am not a politician.
Let's wrap up with coming behind you will be, we hopefully soon, another first Black lady. First
Hope so, yeah.
Black, first, y'all know what I'm trying to say. What advice would you give her?
Be authentic and take advantage of those opportunities to speak up for those people who can't. You have access to spaces and seats at tables that people who look like you don't. And so take advantage of those opportunities to make a difference.
Love it. I know. I love the snap too. Thank you for being here.
Absolutely.
I know you're busy, and so it really means a lot to me that you would take time to just come and drop some nuggets here for the people. It is important to me this year as I'm putting this platform together, being really intentional about who we sit on the couch.
Well, thank you.
And so I'm just grateful for the work that you're doing, not just as First Lady, but with GEA and speaking up for our kids and advocating and being the connector that you are. So thank you for that.
Thank you.
So before we wrap up today's show, I want to take a question from the audience. I want to ask, this is it. Someone tell me of a time whenever you had to put yourself first, and if that was hard for you, and just kind of give us a story around how that worked for you.
I'll be glad to share. So it made me think of, your question made me think of COVID. That was a time where everybody was experiencing so much uncertainty. We didn't know how we were going to see our way through the COVID pandemic. It was a struggle for so many people, and I was seeing so much loss. And I will say that it was a difficult time to think about myself because we saw so much grieving. We saw the loss that was going on. It was all over the television. I remember initially we got the communication that we would be on shutdown for 3 weeks. And I think it ended up being, 4 years roughly? So during that time, I have to say, I had to take a look at myself because it made me slow down and really think about the blessings and the gifts that God had given me. And it helped me choose to put myself first.
That's good. That's good.
And I do believe that during a difficult time for this country, there was a lot of good that came out of that time. And as a woman who's always put other things before me, it made me say, what do I really need?
That's good.
And I will say I was proud of myself for taking the time to do that and using that downtime to create something that was important for me.
That's good.
So that as COVID ended, I still had something good to hold on to and not just remembering the bad part about that pandemic.
That's
So
good.
I think as women, we find out a way to go inside to grow, but then we come outside to glow.
Good.
And
I love it.
thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for letting me share that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Is there anyone else that would like to share? Yay. I appreciate y'all for sharing. I have some amazing gifts that I'm going to pass your way when this is over.
Thank you, Tiffany. My name is Angel Boyd Gilliard, and as I sit here and listen to the conversation, and I apologize for my voice. My daughter had a competition yesterday, so it's kind of losing itself. But mine is similar to Miss Sally here when COVID came. As a licensed clinical therapist, I'm always pouring into people, always giving ideas, coping strategies, and suggestions to make their mental health better. And then during COVID, my oldest child moved to Japan for the military during a crazy time. And my life just and COVID just made my life feel like it was just out of control. And so I was like, Lord, what is going on with me? And I developed anxiety, and I'm like, what am I going to do? I was having racing thoughts all the time. But I still was showing up for other people, especially for women. But then I had to take time and say, Angel, you got to take care of yourself. So every therapist has a good therapist. And so I invested in myself and decided to go out and seek a therapist to help myself. And that in turn helps me be a better therapist to other women and motivate our community to say, sometimes our cup can run over helping other people, and we have to pour into ourselves. So yeah.
That's good. That's good. Sarah?
So I had to, when I turned 55 a couple of years ago, I chose me. I was in a place, my daughter had graduated from college. I was working, I was like, what do I want to do? Because I was always working, I was always taking care of her, I was taking care of my mom until she passed, along with my siblings. So I decided in August that I was going to go to Cuba in October. And my girlfriend was a part of a traveling group that had just started back up, that had shut down during COVID. So I asked her, I said, well, how are the people in the traveling? She said they were a great group of women, you might not know anybody, but they'll make sure that you're okay. So I took that leap of faith. I paid for it. Got my passport in record time because they kept saying, you might not be able to get your passport in time. Nope. My passport came within 3 weeks, and I went out of the country for the first time with a group of women that I did not know.
Come on.
And I had the best time. So in that effort of choosing me, I gained the travel bug, but also to know that wherever I go, there's always going to be somebody to support you and be there for you and look out for you.
Yeah, good for you. I love that I choose you. I'm glad you choose you. So this is the end of episode 3. I want to, as we leave this space, I want us to hone in. Raven said several times, and this is dear to my heart, that we seek God first whenever we are moving. That is so important because a lot of times we as women especially, we lead from our emotions or making rational decisions about things that have happened. And so I love that you said that several times. So for us, to everyone out there, that's the piece, the nugget that I want to leave with us, is to make sure that we're seeking God first. To our audience, again, thank you. To the audience, I want to give you a round of applause. Thank you for being here. And for those on social media, we are always looking for partners to do things with us. So if you have a service or a product and you would like to be a part of the Transparency with Tiffany tribe, please email us at transparencywithtiffany@gmail.com. I want to take a moment to thank Sheena Dawkins for this beautiful space we are in. If you have not, we can go. If you have never been in Reen Ovation Studio in downtown High Point, please check them out. Please go find them on social media. This is Black-owned, woman-owned, and I love it here. Thank you so much. I am Tiffany, and this has been Transparency with Tiffany, the podcast.